best way to respect me is to respect the one which flows through me, not me. I'm not out for business. Oh, your topic. We are going to teach a business course. Hey, Sat Shakti Singh, are you there? We are going to teach a business course, and business courses are not being taught to make money, neither they are being taught in the idea that all the students should come, and neither they are taught that people need those courses. Why we are teaching business courses? That we want people not to fail. And we want to let everybody understand the basic reality of business. No business can fail. The man within the man fails, and that fails the business. Businesses are not meant to fail. How can business fail? God is the biggest businessman, he never fails. Has he failed? So, how can we fail? If we are in the image of God, how can we fail? No business fails. No man fails. No person is born to suffer. These are facts. And I can vouch them in even the case of anything. You within you fail. First you fail within you yourself, and then the projection of that, and in proportion of that, everything fails around you. You do not learn yet in the Western world the part of devotion. Devotion is a dedicated continuity of flow of energy. Dedicated flow. It never stops for anything. So you think we can propagate it, and if people don't want to come, I will teach and you will listen. Will that be all right? Good, good, good. I'm satisfied. Teachings are not done to get money and sell the teachings. Teachings are done to keep them teaching and keep going, and not for these guys. They are just instrument to listen. But our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will be grateful what we left from them in knowledge. Okay, Psyche.
In proportion and property.
Beautiful. Psyche in proportion. That's what we are talking. Here is life. Why life is outside than you? Because pranic body is always next to the shielding of the radiant body. That's why you look God always outside you. In spite of the fact I say look inside, everybody says what is inside is outside, what is above is below. You don't believe it. You can't. Because the psyche, the pranic psyche comes to you, and you know it comes from outside. You know the breath, the air is not prana. You know that. You know there is something which comes to you. Something. What it is, you have no knowledge, no experience. That's why you look to God outside. That's why you look at mountain and say, wow. Mountain is there, sitting for centuries, but it gives you the flexibility of your imagination, of your psyche to look at the height. Look at the adventure. Look at the power that one day you can scale a mountain. One day you will be on the top of it. You must understand, until you are just mentally a basket case, two things you always need. Two things: identity and conquering. Identity and victory. Without that, no man can live. It is called person, and his personality and his proportions are equal to his IV. identity and his victory. Because you are a social animal. Humans are social animal. Man is a social animal. That's what Aristotle said, and that's what everybody said. And how you can socialize? By showing $100? No, you can't. With money you can socialize. You can arrange socialization. But that's not socialization. Socialization of you is to talk and make people look that you are really good. Though you are inside, you know you are rotten. I mean, you can pull that number to that extent. No human being is yet born who has reached God without glorifying God. Because once the God comes in you, you start glorifying God. Nobody glorifies God. Nobody. I would never in my dream would have appreciated Guru Ram Das. Never. I was a Sikh. I was a yogi. I was a tantric. I was this. I was that. I was a Kaliman. I was everything. But I was Guru Nanak, and I used to jump from there to Guru Gobind Singh. Guru Gobind Singh is my guiding image. Guru Nanak is my base. And that too after studying every religion of the world. Don't misunderstand me. I'm a very nose-pokey student. I have more questions for everything than you even can ask me questions. That's why I can reply you right fast. But what happened to me? Why Guru Ram Das? Why? A miracle happened. I was visiting a place where there was a very elite gathering and music were going on and Gurbani was being sung. And these musicians, I recollect very well, were singing the Shabads of Guru Gobind Singh, and they were very beautiful. And I was meditating. I was enjoying. I was in real bliss. Clouds came and rain came. Clouds came and rain came. And it rained about 1 inch all around except where that house was. We enjoyed, Kirtan came to end, Ardas happened, Prashad got, Langar got eaten, everybody perfect. Air was very beautiful. Everybody dispersed. I was still there where I was. Finally I was shaken and awakened by this old man. He said, "You did it." I said, "What I did it? I didn't do anything." He said, "Well, what about these plants? What about this grass?" I said, "Sir, what are you talking about?" He said, "It rained all over. It didn't rain here." I said, "Well, it didn't rain, it didn't rain. What it matters? You know, we were enjoying it and God was very merciful." I said, "Don't bring God into it. Talk straight." I said, "Well, it didn't rain. That's a fact. And you didn't get wet, I didn't get wet. What difference it makes?" He said, "What about this grass, these plants with everything?" I said, "It didn't get wet too." He said, "But this all needed rain." I said, "Yeah, they can do without it." He said, "Well, you could have done without it too." I said, "What I did? I just meditated, man. You are on my blood for what?" He said, "Look, yogi." And I said, "Okay, I give up." I said, "I want to teach you something." I said, "What?" He said, "You have Jal Siddhi. You control water." I agree, you have the power. And every human has 60% water. I agree that. This world has 3/4 water, 1/4 earth. Agreed. He said, but do you know one thing? If you have this control, then your soul has to go through the closet of water. And I said, I know. He said, you know, 8.4 million lifetime, half of them lives underwater. Are you willing to go through that cycle? I said, no. He said, either let the control go or go through it. Is there any other way? I said, you are right. He said, the immediate question is, you will water all these plants and all this grass. I said, okay. Then I forgot to ask the name of this person. Who was he? Where he comes from? I tried to find it out. There was nobody. Then everybody left. And I said, okay. I took out the pipe, turned on the water, start watering whole thing, did the whole thing. I said, okay, plants, grass, you are all watered now. It's not a rainwater, it's a city water. I did it. I'm sorry. And I start talking to everything. And then I say, I'm a Shinto student. That's what they do. I said, there's something wrong with me. An answer came, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Where to go? Well, in a week's time, we found it out that I need to be posted in the field, because I was all the time administrative and needed a field service. I was given Ajmer, Amritsar, Ambala, 3 stations. All 3 started with A. Ajmer, Amritsar, Ambala. Choose for any place. And I said, Amritsar. They said, no, it's far distance. Why not Ambala? It's halfway. I said, no, Amritsar. Got myself posted, went there. And I went to Golden Temple. I stood before Golden Temple. I said, you are my Guru, Guru Ramdas. You save me from this, and I shall praise thee beyond you have ever seen and known. Get me out of this trouble I'm in. And I shall visit thee, and with water I shall wash thy floors. I got so good stuck, I did 4.5 years. Just to get rid of that power which each American will love to have it. And I said to myself, never again I will interfere with any human being, with any identity and any work of God. That is the identity. I don't want to be interfered with my identity. I don't want to interfere with any identity, because each person has only one gift, and that is identity. That is why we calculate your spiritual name. That is your real identity. That is your. Some people say, my name is so long I can't pronounce it. My name is so difficult. No. I can tell you Bill, Till, Jill, Mill, Till, Bill, Kill, whatever you are. It won't bother me. But what I can't live with it? That you are a human being, you live from 0 day to end day, 0 to 0, and you do not know what your spiritual destiny is. You may live it, or you may not live it, that's your problem. But identity and victory of you over you, that is your social life. In my social life, my victory is when I, being a great yogi, could get the privilege to mop up the floors of the house of Guru Ramdas, and out of that grace, he blessed me. That is one thing. People ask me, even Sikhs ask me, why Guru Ramdas? What's wrong with you? I say, well, I will only say where my master is, where I got blessed. And later on I started creating language. Nanak tu, Lena tu, Guru Amar tu vichare. I start finding those shabds in which I can justify. And when in the Western world they ask me, why Guru Ramdas? I say, well, just say Guru Ramdas, then they will find out who is under. Guru Nanak up to all, they'll find out. Up to 10th Guru they will go. So I have no problem. I just start in the middle. Call it any logic, call it any reason, call it any view or point of view. The fact is, you are always there where your victory lies. Where your thirst is quenched, where your life is creatively. That man with whom you have first combat and you felt good, that woman with you had a first talk and you felt exalted, that child who called you first Papa or first Mata or Pitaji and Mataji, is that which you can never forget, and try to forget that is called mental insane tragedy or perverted self-destruction. Your pain, your destruction, your inferiority, your all lies in one thing. You don't count your gratitudes. You don't count your blessings. All you count is your fears and your failures. Your enemy is not me, they, thou, and then. Your animosity is with yourself when you count your feelings of failure and your fears. And you always do it. I am studying from last 15 years one case only. That person is very unique. You all know that person, you all hate that person, you all love that person. It's not what I'm talking to you. This is how that person thinks. Me. 3 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, I'd like to go for a dinner. Who I'll go with? Who will pay for it? What will happen to me? What I can do? It's not possible. I'm terrible. And then depressed. You can bring fears telescopically in your personality. And then you can watch them microscopically to make them huge. And then you can feel failure. And that is enough to keep you depressed. And depressed is like an undertow. Depression is like an undertow in water. And guilt is like an overtow of the water. Both makes you miserable. Today, whole day, I was analyzing misery. What is misery? Misery comes out of walking on 2 legs. One is depression, the other is guilt. Guilt is a projected misery, and depression is a inverted misery. And you do it for attention, for socialization. This is your game, this is socialization. You enjoy it. Because when you are miserable, you get sympathy and apathy and attention. There is a better way of attention. But you are afraid, because when you go out, project the proportion of your psyche, you are afraid that you are giving something. You are not aware you are getting everything. And I'll end up telling you one little story. There was a one man and husband. They lived very happily. And one day the man went on the top of the roof and called wife. He said, Sonia, Sonia, come up, Sonia. Sonia means Soni means beautiful. Sonia, he used to call her nickname. Sonia, I do not know what, in the West also you have named Sonia. Sonia means pretty, beautiful. So she came up and he said, what is it? He said, you see those men coming? They are our guests. They are only coming to our house side. She said, oh my God. You mean they are my guests? I have to cook for them. I have to feed them. And I have to find beddings for them. I don't have even a flower in the house. I can't even make a dough. He said, well, I don't know, they are coming. So she went downstairs to look whether she has something to cook or not. She found there was a flower, and there were a lot of vegetables, and there were a lot of blankets and sheets. And she asked the neighbor, you know, in village houses, they are just a very small one. She said, who brought all this? And she said, I don't know, that one of your relatives who lives on the other side wanted to see where you were, and I told them you and your husband are upstairs. She said, let them do what they're doing, I'm leaving this. There was some party, you didn't go, so they brought all these presents. I opened your door and I got all the flowers and everything fixed it. She called her husband, come down, everything is ready. So she started making arrangements. The guest came, she fed them. Then she thought, if all these guests leave, all this food will be there for a few days. So she started saying things, annoying them. Ladies are very good at it, and especially when the guests are relatives of the man. They go quick. So next morning they said, well, came here, we wanted to stay 2-3 days, but I think we will leave. So she said, very good, very good, very good. So she made a big breakfast, fed them and gave them on the way and sent them off. But she was inside very happy. Oh, she said, did it. After about 11 o'clock, her relative came. He said, where were you yesterday? I brought all those things and everything. You were not there. And she said, well, the guest came and your things were in time. She said, no, I just came to correct something. I just have, you know, our relatives who lived on the west too. She said, yeah, I even left their portion here. I have come to collect them. You know, I have to reach them. Oh, she said, oh my God. So she went, she collected that flour, taken those half sheets, rest of the vegetable, packed up, and there she went. Now she couldn't do a thing. But that gave her a shock. And she just closed her eyes. And she saw a very, very, very beautiful old man. And he talked to her. He said, Sonia, you think I created human beings and I forgot to feed them? And she said, why I have to cook? She said, work is to enjoy the fulfillment of the eternal Lord. Work is to enjoy, to feel the fulfillment of the eternal Lord. And life is to enjoy the blessings of the Creator. Consciousness is to record the gifts of the God. And intelligence is not to be very proud about it. This human life is an on-flow of energy which is divine. It comes to you so that you can use it, enjoy it. Remember what I say sometime. When things comes, the masters will come. When things leaves, then the load is gone. You never came on this earth, but you chose to be born on a certain longitude and latitude, and you have a certain orbit to go through. And before your orbit comes to decline, if the grace of God is with you, then you will go from that point onward on a plateau. And that continuity, that consistency, and that grace is fearless, is sustained, and it's bliss. For that you not have to be a Sikh, or a Muslim, or a Christian, or a Jew, or a Buddhist. For that you have to do one basic thing. You should be grateful to Guru Nanak, who said that truth is great, but truthful living is highest of all. And then he spent all his life to explain what truth is. Truth is to count your blessing and your graces, and equally forget about the fears and failures. Could you repeat it? You see how unharmonious you are? Can you say it like singing something from the heart? Make it a musical appreciation of you? Come on. Sing it.
Yes, sir.
No.
Thing is to count your blessings and forget about your fears and failures.
Hey, get into Western, you'll be all right. Western style will fit.
Thing is to count your blessings and forget your fears and
Why I said Western? When we were farmers and we were the immigrants and we came here and we don't know anything and we never had big orchestra and we have small instrument and we have just wooden platform and we danced and we talked anything we wanted to talk and just express our joy. And that is what Western music is about. Put any story and just tune with it and simple 4 notes and that's it, keep going. Have you seen them? They don't care what they are saying, whether you hear or not, what their language is, and their style. I think no Californian understand what they say. And New Yorker cannot understand even they want to. So basically, but still they are very successful. Go ahead. All that my story, you sing with it. Sing it. Right now, why not? What is what we can't create? Why can't we not sing? Why can't we dance? Why can't we put our joy out? What's wrong with us? What, we are in a dungeon? Huh? Come on, let us all sing. Let's make it up. Doesn't matter we are wrong or right, who cares? Let's be free. Come on.
Now Sonia and her husband went up on the roof.
All right. Anybody who will make this story into a Western song, we shall reward that person. That's how you're going to do. You have to understand The highest spiritual power is to make everything in a rhythmical, musical, and project it in the psyche of your own culture background and put it as nothing but a pure joy. Joy is the essence of your psyche. We'll talk that tomorrow. Guide your way on. You know, we have been singing this for 15 years, 16 years. Sometimes it brings tears in my eyes. A yogi is not supposed to cry, but I'm such a yogi who cries on everything. It's funny. It's very funny. Where people cry, I don't. Where people can't even cry, it starts going. But anyway, may the long time sun shine upon you. What a blessing. We bless everybody. And all love surround you. Not of God only, but of all. What affirmation. And the pure light within you, not your light. Pure light is the radiant body, the soul. Soul is the direct descendant of the radiant body. Radiant body is the direct shield of the soul. Pure light within you, and we don't say, follow me. We say, guide your way on. Keep going. And we sing it. It gives us a feeling of ourselves. But sometimes we should sing it within ourselves. Understand that you know all. When your adversity you can laugh at, and when your tragedy you can bring into a humor, and when you can excel, God has already sitting in you. There's no place else to find it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And it is all very nice of you for having come. You look all good.
Oh, wow. You have your power thing in there?
Yeah, I checked it. You are, but it's a 4-kind.
Yeah, that's what I need. Same as this. Do you have it with you?
No, I have it at, you said Wednesday morning.
Yeah. No, see, that's what this is. Same size plug. Same 4.5
This is
volts.
4.5.
Yeah. I want it for this. Only thing I still couldn't find that plug, but
I have another one. I have the opposite. I have one which has
goes from round to.
from round to what do you call these things? Prongs.